I just realised I forgot to take the tags off this t-shirt. Oops. Hey everybody, it's Jason, and today it's gonna be some lighting problems. It was absolutely terrible weather earlier, but now it's actually really nice, so sorry if there's like bits of sun coming in on me like I'm some kind of sunbeam. More an angel if you're that way inclined. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about presents or present ideas for trans people, specifically of the trans masculine and trans men variety. I did actually come up with this before Cameron put out his video, but so if you want to watch his as well, I'll either put it up there or down there, depending on where I can put other people's videos. So yeah, go and watch his as well as mine, please. So obviously in this day and age, there are things like wish lists, there's a lot of social media stuff where you can look and see what kind of things people want. But if you're really stuck, hopefully this should give you some ideas. This is particularly important if you have somebody who is experiencing their first Christmas as coming out as trans. It's almost like a rite of passage in some ways, because it's an opportunity for them to get things that they actually like. Whereas unfortunately, when, say, you're in the closet and you're trans and actually feel like you would like something that might be more masculine, you'll get something really feminine. This also happened to me before I came out, in that there would always be sort of three-ish people who would just get me some really stupidly feminine, smelly thing. Now, don't get me wrong, some people really like that, and I'm not saying it's not a valid thing to get at Christmas, but I absolutely hated it. And to me, even though they had no idea that I was trans, it made me feel like because you are, say, 23, 24 years old, and because you are a grown-up woman, then therefore this must be what you like. It's slightly shy of 2 years having been fully out and socially transitioning, or that awful phrase, living and roll. But I still get excited when I get even the most sort of simple bog standard things, but they're things that I would like, or things that are more masculine or specifically for men. For me personally, it's really validating. So let's start first of all with smelly things, since I've been talking about them. So things that are really nice in that area, sort of bathroom stuff, bathroom stuff. You've got really nice sort of shower gel gift packs, links for example, though you might want to push the button a bit because it's only links. And then you've got sort of nice moisturisers you could get. Another big one is sort of a shaving kit, or something relating to that, so maybe like a nice bag or something, like a leather bag would be really cool. Shaving in particular for trans masculine people, it can be really quite important. I still love doing it because it's so therapeutic, so something like a really nice I don't know, Gillette, Wilkinson's set is really, really nice. Then if we're moving on to something a bit more expensive, some sort of nice cologne or aftershave would be good as well. Clothing as well is also really good. Of course, getting clothes that people want to wear as opposed to having to wear is so good and so, well, again, really validating. But people tend to shy away from clothes because obviously size is a problem, in that if you don't know the person's size, it can be difficult, especially if you want to get, for example, men's trousers, but the person in question has, like myself, curvy hips. You don't have to go out of your way to get like a full suit or jeans or anything like that, but there's a lot of like Christmassy clothes that are put out. Like pyjamas are a big thing. Pyjamas in particular are just in sort of small, medium or large, and they're very loose, so they're not going to be a big issue if the shape of the person does not conform to genderized clothing, as unfortunately can happen. The same with things like underpants, again, small, medium, large. Think about what kind of underpants they want in particular. So do they prefer sort of boxer briefs, regular boxers, maybe even just a little tidy-whitey briefs? Think about that because packing is a thing that people quite often like to do. So whether they pack or not, it's important to know what kind they like, so then they can use the packer the same. I personally like boxer briefs, but people are different. There's also lots of different designs as well with boxers and boxer briefs. which are really cool. You could go for some quite nice sophisticated ones, or there's like loads of silly jazzy ones, or even some Christmassy ones. That's, you know, an easy one. Christmas jumpers are also a thing that should be fairly easy, even if somebody is binding. As long as you get a jumper that's quite loose, it will not be a problem. And also, it's nice to get one that's a bit looser, because then they're far less likely to have their chest being shown when binding. But also then they can wear it without binding, which is really good. I'm not just saying in public, but in general. I've got a jumper which unfortunately hugs a lot, so if I wear it without my binder, it just doesn't work, it doesn't feel right. So yeah, I'd go for something that's a little loose on them, not ridiculously big obviously, but that would be really nice. Or maybe not super ugly Christmas sweater type thing, but maybe just something nice and wintry would be really cool. Unless you live in like the Southern Hemisphere obviously, in which case get them, I don't know, a t-shirt or something. Shoes are also a thing. As long as you know the person's size, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem. There are lots of different types of shoes you can get for men and transmasculine people. Maybe they need a new sports kit or something. You know, there's lots of different ideas with clothes. Or if you really don't want to get somebody a piece of clothing because they think, oh, it's not going to fit, get them an accessory. Get them something like, not glasses maybe, but you know, sunglasses. Get them a watch. Cameron suggested a watch. I personally don't wear a watch. I don't like watches very much, but you know, some people love watches. Cufflinks, you know, rings. I like to wear this ring. I used to have another ring, but now it's got too small for me. If they have piercings, for example, if they do sort of septum, not septum, that's the bar, isn't it? No, I have any piercings, so I know. If they do the hoops, for example, or you know, just regular earrings, you could get some earrings for them. If they like makeup, then makeup is obviously a definite thing to go for. Obviously be careful, because if this person really doesn't like makeup, or say have been subjected to having to wear it, but never wanted to, then that is obviously a definite no-no. I'm one of those people. I think the final thing to suggest is you could get them some kind of voucher, but again, it needs to be quite special, because vouchers can sometimes be seen as a bit of a get out of jail free card thing. It's like, yeah, just get them like a voucher. So get them something that means something to them. You might want to get them an experience. You can get these sort of experience card things, but personally, I would be really careful with those, because especially if someone is binding, or if they have high anxiety, or anything surrounding sort of being out in public like that, things that you wouldn't necessarily think about, like for example, you might have to get changed into other clothes, or you might have to travel a long distance. Those can be really quite inhibiting for trans people, so be really, really careful. That's where I would personally go more for vouchers, but go for a voucher, say something like, you know, FtM, where they can get clothes that they like, or maybe if they're into like into alcohol, you could do like a brewery or a distillery, something like that. Although that's very stereotypical, isn't it? You know, it might be if you prefer like, I don't know, wine or something, you can do that. Obviously, if they're a minor, don't do that, but you might want to have a voucher for something like that. There are places where you can get like really fancy sweets and coffees and stuff. So, you know, other stuff like that. I'm kind of squinting because something like that. But I hope those are some nice ideas for you. But obviously, again, you've got, if they do wish lists like on Amazon, then you've got that to fall back onto at least. Hopefully that will make somebody very, very happy at Christmas this year. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!